Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bowl Central. We're checking out Helldivers 2. This is a game that actually came out a couple months ago. I finally got a chance to play it. I wouldn't normally try to review a 2-month-old game necessarily. That's not usually my purview. I try to do stuff pretty quick after stuff comes out. Didn't get a chance to play it. I was waiting for Final Fantasy VII instead with my hard-earned cash, but I knew I wanted to play it because I played the first one, and this one is just such a great development and reinvention of that first formula. The first one was, it was essentially the same game, only it was in a top-down perspective. It wasn't in like a nice action third-person perspective. The graphics were not like this. The sense of danger, the sense of impending, oh my god, look at these giant bugs, they're going to come eat me and all my squad mates. It was a much more muted, still fun, but muted experience. But, I mean, look at this thing. Like, you're calling in all these missile strikes, and you've got your awesome machine guns, and it's got this kind of Starship Troopers vibe. That Starship Troopers vibe is kind of essential. I don't know if you know the Starship Troopers movie or if you're familiar with the novel. The movie is kind of more all about the kind of rah-rah, super marine, super soldier, super earth. We got to defend humanity from giant bugs. Super patriotism. Would you like to know more? So, they really took that vibe from basically Starship Troopers, and they made great use of it because this thing has a very fun sense of humor, and as well as being just a really cool action game. So basically, let me just kind of sum up what kind of game it is. It is a 4-player multiplayer game in which you and 3 squad mates online drop into a hell zone of bugs and maybe robots and maybe other things that might surprise you. Never really know what you're going to be fighting and what objectives you'll be doing, and it's objective based. Basically, you scour the map for secrets if you want to do that. You hit all the objectives if you can do that. You survive as long as you can. You can call in reinforcements if people die, but you only get so many of those, so really it's kind of last man standing. And then you call in the shuttle when you're all done, and you extract. And if you extract properly, say you don't get killed, or say everybody is revived in one piece by the end of the mission, you get full points, and you get XP, and you get all these cool currencies that you can spend on upgrades, new weapons, new cosmetics, and repeat. That's it. That's the cycle. But it's such an addictive, fun cycle, because again, while you have all these weapons at your disposal, it's kind of amazing. Just as far as small arms go, for dealing damage to bugs one-on-one. Gosh, you've got machine guns, you've got precision rifles, you've got pistols, you've got Tech 9s, you've got submachine guns, shotguns, the list goes on and on again, missile launchers, grenade launchers. The cool thing about it is the stratagems, if you ask me. The stratagems are these little balls that you open up a menu and you type in a cool little D-pad code. Kind of like you're doing a super move in a fighting game like Mortal Kombat or something, right? Like an execution or a fatality. And it pulls up this little ball. You throw the ball like it's a grenade, and whatever it is that you've just called for comes down from your ship up in orbital space, rockets down just like one of the Helldivers themselves. And so maybe it's like an ammo replenishment, or maybe it's like I said, a missile launcher or a grenade launcher, some kind of medium arms weapon, or maybe you call in a damn orbital strike, and those can look a lot of different ways. There's orbital strikes. There's like runs from jet fighters and stuff like this. There's napalm and stuff like that. That's really the fun of the game, is the stratagems, if you ask me. That's the thing that really makes it worthwhile, because you have direct, awesome control over stuff on the battlefield. It's not just you shooting these bugs, hoping for the best, or you shooting these robots or throwing grenades on a small level. You get massive control. You get massive firepower. And it doesn't really operate as a game unless you've got your squad mates. Now, unless you know 3 people with PS5s and copies of Helldivers 2, you're going to be playing with strangers. But, you know, let me tell you something. That is kind of great benefit, because, yeah, this is a hyper-violent video game, and yeah, most Western video games made in 2024 are going to be hyper-violent. So if hyper-violence isn't your thing, then maybe you want to avoid it. I don't know. I'm okay with hyper-violence. I grew up on hyper-violence like every other American. Point is, this hyper-violent game encourages teamwork. You have to work with your fellow squad mates. And you're going to find a huge variety of people out there with all sorts of different cosmetics and all sorts of different weapons, all sorts of different skill levels, all sorts of different abilities. It's so much fun to just get in there with 3 strangers and really have objectives that you're looking out for. And, you know, I was kind of worried before I hopped in that it was going to breed kind of an aggressive player community, that it wasn't going to be that fun to play with other people, that everybody was going to be in each other's space all the time, everybody was going to be constantly killing each other just for the fun of it, just for the sport of it. I worry about these things because I've had bad experiences in player communities before. Not so with Helldivers 2 on the PS5. This is a great community so far. I've been enjoying the hell out of this game. I gotta tell you, it is one of the coolest. You know what? It's probably the single coolest live service games I've played. Man, maybe ever. It is so much fun. It is so worthwhile. And like I said, it's pretty powerful as an online experience, as a multiplayer experience. You can split up from your team and go do stuff, solve all these objectives. There's so many different objectives, too. The other thing I was worried about was that I was going to be doing same, that I was going to be doing the same stuff over and over again. But I still haven't exhausted all the different types of objectives. One has you loading missiles onto a special railgun. You might have to rescue hostages and get them to a heliport or like an extraction point. It's endless. It's absolutely endless. I love the Helldivers 2. So much fun, so unexpected. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 9 out of 10. Now, originally, it had some bugs and stuff, no pun intended. But you know what? 2 months on, they've really patched it a lot. It runs smoothly. I get some visual hiccups every once in a while. I get dropped from the server every once in a while. Still some room to go, but totally worth it. Totally worth your time. That's it, everybody. Helldivers 2. Do me a favor. Like, subscribe, notification bell. Woo! Yeah. Okay. Do me a favor, everybody. This is my newest musical release, Audiophile One. It is remastered, resequenced, remade version of my first album that I put out, I guess about 4 years ago now. I always wanted it to sound a little bit better. I always wanted it to flow a little bit better, so that's what I've done here. You can check this out. Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, even here on YouTube. That's it. That's all I gotta say. I am spent, or spient. Is that the French? No, that sounds more German. A spinta. That's the Italian. Sorry if I just offended people.